Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Vincent Esposito and welcome back to our plant-based cooking series where we make plant-based foods taste awesome. And today we are doing a mushroom walnut ragu. Now normally ragus have some sort of meat, or it could be a combination of different types of meat, ground meat as the base. But today we're gonna do it with mushrooms and walnuts. And outside of that, really the steps to making a ragu are kind of the same. So it's a good way to kind of learn how to make a thicker kind of sauce. We're gonna try to mimic some of that meat flavor, get some of that umami. We're gonna use a little bit of tamari. That's actually something new. Normally I do recipes for the first time on this channel. This one I've sort of done, but I've tweaked it. It is inspired from a restaurant that my girlfriend and I went to, so we're gonna give it a shot. So I'll stop wasting your time, but if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel below. Coming out videos every week, everything health, nutrition, gut health, longevity, lifestyle, and these plant-based recipes. So if you enjoy any of this, or if you found any of the information helpful, please like and subscribe below. I will stop wasting your time. We'll hop into the video right now. Okay, so we're gonna get started on our sauce with a little bit of olive oil in our pan. We're gonna set that to about medium heat. We're gonna swish our oil around so it coats the bottom of the pan, and then we are getting started with our aromatics. Today they are a white onion and a head of garlic. Again, something you might have seen before on this channel. So we're gonna sweat that down for a few minutes. Gonna add a pinch of salt to kind of help release some of that water, help it cook and really release some of that flavor. Then we're going in with 2 or 3 chopped carrots and 2 or 3 stalks of celery chopped. And we're gonna repeat that process. So a little bit of salt, a few more minutes. We're gonna sweat that down, kind of soften just the outside of them a little bit. Another 3 to 4 minutes. You wanna make sure you're stirring so that your garlic doesn't burn. And then it is time to add our mushrooms. Now you see we have a lot of mushrooms here. You've seen me cook mushrooms before on this channel, I'm sure. They will reduce to nothing, so don't be alarmed if they take up a big portion of your pan. Again, pinch of salt, and we're gonna give it a stir, and we're gonna cook this down for about 4 or 5 minutes or so. And you'll notice as I'm stirring here, the time's passing, and our mushrooms are just melting to the point where now you can see all the liquid they've released. Now we're going in with some tamari and about a cup of red wine. We're gonna bring this to a boil so our alcohol burns off, and we're gonna give it a mix so all those flavors kind of melt. Now tamari is traditionally not something you see in your ragu sauces, but it adds a little bit of that umami that you get, or that you're missing from, say, meat that you're getting here. Now you'll notice I added the walnuts, cooked them for a few minutes, then crushed our tomatoes, and then added about a cup or so of water to kind of give our sauce, thin it out a little bit. We're gonna mix all that, and we're gonna bring it to a boil. While it's coming to a boil, we're gonna add about a tablespoon of salt. We're gonna crack some pepper. We're gonna add some garlic powder, a little bit of oregano, and some onion powder. And again, while kind of our sauce is coming to a boil here, we're gonna mix that all together. When it comes to salt, when it comes to making a sauce, you don't want to over salt it in the beginning because you kind of can't come back from it. That's why you only go in with about a teaspoon or so of salt in this part. You can then add salt kind of when it's closer to done, because like I said, you can't, if you add too much salt in the beginning, you're going to kind of ruin it and you can't really save it at that point. Then once we come to a boil, we're reducing our heat to a simmer, and we are going to cook it for at least 30 minutes. You want to stir occasionally, maybe every 5 minutes or so. Now you can cook it for longer. I would generally suggest that. That kind of helps those flavors kind of come together a little bit more, and you add more flavor to the dish. Now you can see we also had some pasta boiling, so that's done. And today we used, I believe it was like a red lentil and pumpkin and acorn squash pasta. It was really good. But here's a trick I learned growing up. So take a couple ladlefuls of your sauce and add that to your pasta before plating. The reason being, it adds some flavor to the pasta, but it also makes it easier to kind of mix. It adds a little like water, so it makes it much more easy to handle, a lot easier to handle. We're also gonna line our bottom of our bowl with some sauce, and then we're gonna go in with our pasta, a couple ladlefuls of that, and then we are going to top it with more of that just gorgeous kind of ragu. And I must say, this is one of the better things I've made. This was not an original recipe necessarily, but I did put my own spin on it. You could top this with whatever you want. I went with red chili flakes. I like heat, but you can go with fresh herbs, maybe some basil. You can really go a bunch of different ways. You could use, nutritional yeast if you want more of that cheesiness. I kind of stay not a huge fan of the way it tastes, so I like the heat. But as you can see here, it comes together very nicely, and it's great if you're looking for like a party dish, or if you're looking to impress someone on a date. This is a very kind of like luxurious type thing that doesn't take that long to put together in terms of steps. It just takes a little time to cook the sauce. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Coming out with recipes every week. Please comment if you've tried this, if you like it, if you're interested. And until then, take care. I'll see you next time.